A video on how to write a sigil. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now this one I chose on purpose, like I said in my blog, because it is a little bit more advanced. So this will help you along the way if you have any issues in regards to how am I going to write this one, because it's really long and I want a lot in this particular sigil. And this is definitely for if you want to be specific for a very particular instance in life, like right here. This all ties into being able to get a down payment. You need overtime and you need to better budget your money so that you can get this. So both of these things tie into what your goal is, which is the down payment. Now, whenever we talk about writing sigils, a lot of times, I mean, you can use, like I said in the blog, you can use ones that are already there, or you can customize one to fit your personal need. And that's what this will do. So what we're going to do is we're first going to go through and we're going to take out any repetitive letters. Okay? So we're going to start here. Now we have one I, one W. We already have an I. So we're just going to cross this out, and the same with this other L. Okay, we do not have an R-E-C. We already have an E and an I and an E. We have O-V-E-R. I have T-I-M. E is already out of there. And we're just going to do this real quick, so you have to listen to me. Okay, so since this kind of looks a little crazy, we're going to go ahead and bring down the letters that we have not used yet. So we have an I, a W, an L, R, E, C, E, I, V, O, T, M, A-N and D, B, U, G, Y, S, F, H, and that's it. And as you can go through here and double check and make sure that you didn't have any doubles. So these are all the letters that we work with. Now obviously this is a very long list, so we're going to go ahead and cut out all of the vowels. And we're going to include Y just because. Okay, now we have a W, an L, C, V, T, M, N, D, B, G, ow, S, F, and H. Now in the blog I talk about how you can easily remove letters that are alike, and that just automatically gives you the ease of combining. For instance, obviously W and V make up the same letter, so we can go ahead and cross out V. The same with M and N. We can go ahead and cross out M. N's pretty much already in that. Okay, and then there's other things, like if you wanted to use lowercase, obviously you can knock out like things like B, D, stuff like that. You can knock out the... Did I bring down P? I totally did not bring down P. P. Obviously P is already in B, so we can knock that one out. So that's what I was talking about when things like this. L you can knock out because L's pretty much in almost every letter. Okay, so from here, you can use either the lowercase or the uppercase. It just depends on what your preference is. So I'm going to go ahead and start with W because it's there. Okay, so here's my W. And then I have C, T, and M. So M's here, so I'm just going to take this and knock that over into M. Okay? And then I'm going to bring over my D right there and probably put B right here, just for giggles. Now obviously C and G are already one letter, so I'm going to knock that one out. And I'm going to bring this down here and make that into my T. As far as my G, I'm probably going to loop it out there and use the lower stance. And then with my S, we can do a cute little curly Q here. You see how it's not necessarily obviously the letter, but it is still there incorporated into the actual piece. With F, I'm probably just going to go ahead and put it right there, in which case you can just connect this here whenever you go to rewrite it onto your magical thing, so that it looks a little, I guess, better, a little more put together. I'm just going to connect this right here to form my H, and there we go. So while this one's a little bit bigger, it still incorporates everything that you want it to incorporate. It takes all the letters and makes it into something that's a little bit magical looking. Now, like I said, this is one way to make a sigil. Now, the other way that you can do it is to do symbols. So when I said in the blog, we were using this one again as far as getting overtime, budgeting money, and things like that. Now, the way that you can do that is you can easily, you can draw a little piggy bank. Now, excuse my drawing, because I am not an artist, like in any sense of the word. I just cannot draw at all. So we're just going to draw a fat little, right, a pig. We can see what ones I don't do normally. Okay, so here's the pig, right? Here's the back, and we can show dollar bills going into here and piling up in his belly, right? All of those dollars. And then with this, we can draw the house in here as well, because that's what we want, right? This is going to contain our little house payment. So you can draw the house in there as well, surrounded by all this money. And then as far as the overtime, you could pretty much write that in there. You can be like, overtime, hours, work. Because whenever it comes to symbols, letters are still considered a symbol. They still have power in them. Obviously, we made a sigil out of them. So this will still could be considered, you know, a thing. You don't necessarily have to have just shapes. I mean, you can use letters as well, so that you can make sure that you're putting in whatever it is that you need. Okay, so this could easily be a sigil to say, like, I'm saving up money for this house, and all my overtime and my hours and my work and all of this are going into this piggy bank so that I can better budget instead of spending all this money on frivolous whatever. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is if you want to, like, empower something where where say you want to be able to I'm just gonna use one, you know, you just want to have a better day. This will be today. Okay, so another way of doing this is you can just do like an automatic writing, in which case you just, let me see if I can do this. You need to relax your hand, relax your grip, hold your pencil, and just close your eyes and let it do whatever it is you want. Oh, sweet. Very nice. So that's definitely a way to go on with this. I'd probably have to look better at it to figure out what in the world that says, but that's kind of what automatic writing works. You try to relax your hand and you just let it move for you. You do not try to force it or anything like that. And in this case, I would highly suggest that you do it on a piece of paper and use that piece of paper. You don't like come up with a sigil or a symbol and then transfer it. This would definitely be something that it would have to be on the item as you're doing it, because as you do an automatic writing or an automatic drawing, that is the power that you are putting into that object. So I hope that this video helps you. I hope that it explains a little bit more as far as what the blog post is about. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. You know, I'm always here to help you guys through whatever it is that you're wanting to do. Okay? Blessed be.